are you all? Your prayers are amazing. Here I was facing, they were saying like 26 inches of snow, 45-mile-an-hour winds with gusts up to hurricane. Listen, we got a normal snowfall. My entire town and the little area around me, like we just went through a normal little time frame. We've had a few gusts of winds, nothing big, but it's because of your faith and your prayers. I want to say humbly thank you, because that was scary. And I want to send a prayer out from all of us to you. If you are facing scorching weather or you are facing a blizzard, whatever it may be, well, our prayer is that you and your loved ones remain safe, right? And that is our prayer to Jesus today. Hi, everybody. I'm back. I'm so happy. I'm like, man, I hope we have internet and power, and we never even lost either. So it's so great. Hi, Michelle Gray. That's something you're going to have to ask when we get on to that part, and that's 3 videos away. But I appreciate your question. Hi, Nikki UK. You guys, we're going to be talking about Nancy Guthrie, Savannah Guthrie. We're going to be talking about ex-Prince Andrew, Jeffrey Epstein, and the likes of how that all looks like it's right in our face. And is it all really connected? It gets kind of interesting. More and more information's coming out that it's getting harder and harder to deny that there is a suspicion that Jeffrey Epstein is still alive. And which way does that hair go? Possibly in Colorado. I'm going to show you everything I got. Now, just so you know, Annie and TOMMASO'S home allegedly was under suspicion of a break-in last night, so I got a little bit about that. I also have where experts are, they're telling you what they think happened, but they're not naming anybody, of course. They're saying, you know, it doesn't look like a ransom. It looks like a hit. You know, they're saying this, but then nobody follows through with who would have done it and why. And that's where I am. Was this a hit in Nancy Guthrie? So I want your opinion. Hi there, C.I.J.I. Hannon. How about I call you Hannon? Welcome back. Welcome back. I think I said that last time. Hi, Sophie. I really think that this is all fake to distract from Epstein files. Family are involved. Well, thank you for your opinion. You know, third-party opinions are reflected upon me or my channel. I'm just simply giving everybody a chance to share their thoughts, and I'm reading the comments section of the live. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you're in the live chat, I'd like to thank you also for my replay crew and those in the live that aren't. I want to thank you all. Thank you all for tuning in, for all the likes and subscribes, all the sharing of the video. You guys, I got another gold star. So YouTube is really showing me that you guys care and that you're enjoying the content and appreciate my work. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you. I've got it all wrapped up. It's my wrapped up heart for you. And to that one person, I have to say something. Hi, Rodina Bolton. Hello, lovely. I want to say something to that person that's all like, I love you. I think you're great. But, right, but, don't take it the wrong way. Maybe you should take some courses on how to get, you know, polished so that you're better at your thing here. Listen, y'all, I'm not going to take no course on YouTube to get polished. You see what you get. I'm not AI. AI is polished. Do you want somebody up here giving you the nightly news? Then go tune into channel 13 or channel 6. What we do here is what we do here. Who I am is who I am. And it's always like somebody out there has to change somebody else to fit their liking. And the thing is we're all beautiful with our flaws. And one of my best mottos is that you should embarrass yourself at least once a day because it keeps you humble. Okay, so just saying, need to get that out of your system. Quit trying to tell everybody how they need to be more the way you like them. Sophie says Epstein is definitely still alive. I'm sure of it. Hey, Marty Gibson, welcome back. Thank you for saying blessed day. Thank you. Oh, I look beautiful in purple. I'm going to wear it every day. Thank you. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you. Thank you. I think you're freaking wonderful. See, y'all? There's people that love us, right? I've been glued since I found you. That's a wonderful, bona fide trouble. Welcome back and happy Monday. You know, I got to figure out what way the hair's going here. I have never been so happy on a Monday in my life. I'm a Garfield on Monday. But when I woke up and I had power and the snow didn't hit last night and we're in a good, safe position, I was like, yes, I get my life back. And so this is a beautiful Monday to me. Very, very much so. Hey, Jennifer Swain, Wendy Bay. We have a lot of people. So hello. I like real, not AI. Exactly. I could do that. I could be the little news programmer, right? I could read from a pre-scripted thing and be like, and today in our news, we do this. As we're talking about Nancy Guthrie, was it a crime of passion, of revenge, or was it merely someone that had a kidnapping go wrong? You know? No, we don't want that. June George says, you do look great. The shirt matches my glasses. I think my glasses change color. They're supposed to be blue, but they do. They do match. Hi, Kylie, Nell, and Candy. How are you? Spilled Paint Furniture Flipper. Love you just the way you are, Mama D. And I love you just who you are, too. And just exactly the way you are. My bird Sunny, this sounds really gross, but Epstein had no prostate. The person that was killed in the cell had a prostate. You are so right. Aw, I love you too, Sully. Thank you. Sully Spirit, you know I love you. You've been with me since the beginning of time. I really, really appreciate seeing you. And thank you very humbly for that snooper check. Greatly appreciate it. Hey, Sophie. Good to see you. All right, you guys. So let's talk about Annie and Tomato. All right, let's listen to this. This was sent to me, and it didn't show me who put it out there originally, so I can't give them credit because it doesn't say. But if you know, put it in the description down below the video in the pinned comments. That way, I like to try to give credit where credit is due. Hey, Zozo. Wow, that is so kind. Right? Thank you, Sully. That is heartwarming. Thank you. Funny how Trump called sheriff. Oh, yeah. Aw, Jackie says we don't want you any other way, Mama. Aw, you guys are amazing. Thank you, Sophia, says Mama D. You're amazing. Best on YouTube. Thank you, lovely. Well, Eliza, welcome back. Welcome back. Are y'all ready to listen? Okay, so here we go. I got it as loud as I can get it, I think.
That's returning to a Honda Accord, 1999, Arlene and Nancy Guthrie. It looks like the 20s, I don't know what it is.
I think it could be a Honda Accord.
Four 94.
594.
We're on the phone with the comp. She's saying that through the cameras, the suspects went in through the back. The cameras were working. As soon as they got inside, the cameras stopped working. Unknown if they are still inside. Comp does want us to check the interior if we are able to.
Sir, we need to make sure that the daughter is...
And then it cuts off. This is interesting. I'm reading right off the prompter. We need to make sure that the daughter is what? Is accounted for? Is safe? I mean, what? What? I hate that. It's like they designed this crap to take you right to the edge and gonna tell you something, and then they're like, don't give them that part. And you're like, right? Aw, Marty. Well, we love you too. If it weren't for you guys at home, Mama D wouldn't even be able to be here. I'd be lost truly without you. June George says, I was thrilled when I saw the notification. Aw, you guys. I was a little later today. It's better for me. I get my breakfast and the day's not so pushed. So I did a little later. Did Savannah report on PD's arrest, as I wondered if that could be a connection? Who's PD's arrest? Who's PD's arrest? Prince Diana? No. I don't know. You got to tell me. Make sure the daughter isn't there. Is that what it says? Thank you, T.G. Wheeler. That would make sure. Yeah, you certainly wouldn't want, like, Annie Guthrie there alone, like, thinking she can chill, and all of a sudden somebody breaks in. I make you laugh so much. Aw, thank you, lovely. Do you think it's fake? I don't know, KCK. Do you think it's fake? I mean, did they say in 1999, so a 27-year-old car? Did I hear it right? Oh, thank you, Lisa Joy. So you guys, let's talk about this. Let's just get real. There was no real proof. I mean, the proof is in the pudding that they're saying that this Derek Collier, who I do feel is involved, but that's my humble opinion, they're saying that that's a fake, right? Just an opportunist. Okay, maybe. I don't feel that way, but let's give you that. It's an opportunist. And so at that point, man, my hands are dry today. There's really no ransom. This isn't a ransom. And let's face it, who is going to be like, yes, I want to take care of an 84-year-old woman day in and day out? Not a kidnapper that wants a ransom. They don't want that responsibility. And we all have come to realize, even Savannah, that it's highly probable that Nancy's no longer with us. And you have to ask, if this wasn't a ransom, they're not going to break in the middle of the night to steal your shit while you're there. Okay? That's just not the way it's done. It may have happened in the past or something, but it's not the norm. So if they aren't stealing anything, they're not breaking, and we didn't hear of anything being taken. So then we have to look, why are they breaking in the middle of the night? Well, it's to get the person. Okay, and then they remove the person, which is suggest an abduction. But they never search for the person. There's never, this is the only case in history of a missing person, being abducted, that I can think of personally, where they're like, never even brought up a search. Like, let's go out around the area in the desert and do a physical search, grid search. No, they weren't even doing a body search when they were doing the grid search in the yard. They were looking for something else, possibly a pacemaker. Who knows? Maybe they thought that they missed something small. But they don't go look for the person? Is it because they already know that this is not a kidnapping for ransom? This isn't a burglary gone wrong, because who's going to take the body? Then you're just incriminating yourself and risking yourself even more. Okay? What that leaves then is a possible hit of revenge. So when I look at the situation, and I'm like you, I'm like, is Jeffrey Epstein alive? It's really getting harder and harder to even fathom that he's actually dead. And I'm going to show you a bunch of things that you're going to go, okay, wait the hell a moment. And I was like, well, when Savannah gave that platform to the Epstein victims, that would have pissed off Jeffrey Epstein. It then led into all kinds of issues for anybody involved in the Epstein files. Like, look where we are, right? Virginia Guthrie, Guthrie, I think it's Guthrie, allegedly took her own life. I don't believe it at all. Okay, And then when you look at the timing, we know that they're not just going to surprise the royal family and be like, hey, we're here to arrest ex-Prince Andrew. No, no. They're going to know ahead of time. They are the court. You know, the king is the head of the court. So they're going to know ahead of time. They're going to know. Who's going to know? They're going to know. No one's going to know. They're going to know. And in that, did it get back to Epstein's followers? Was revenge plotted against Savannah? Because not only was that a voice for the Epstein victims, but Virginia Guthrie pointed the finger, you're going to meet a prince today. And then she accused him, and his life went downhill after that. Like, bad. Like, the interview he gave sucked. It was so bad. And then his arrest on his 66th birthday. It just is, it's too nice and tight. And so I wanted to listen to a little bit, and I thought, let's do this in a way where we're not directly looking at that, but looking at the broader picture to see what experts feel the motive is, without them even knowing that I'm personally thinking that it's possible that Prince Andrew or someone that wanted revenge, or, right, might have teamed up with this Jeffrey Epstein to do something that is more calculated and evil than just taking out your mom in her own bed, but taking away your mom so you never know what happened. That's even worse. And so it's putting someone's life in perpetual hell if you don't know what happened to one of your very important loved ones, your mom or your children. And I'm like, who would want to put these people like Savannah in perpetual hell? Very interesting that we have the good sister that writes the book about God, and then we have the other sister that writes the book all about the good dark. We've got Tomato that's in the early black band, married to Annie, and he's hanging out at all the fetish clubs with Dr. Mojito, who is connected to the fetish balls by being one of the main sponsors, including Scorch, which Annie referred. You've got Derek Kalila calling this doctor, or I call him doctor, but DJ Mojito. You know, DJ Mojito is calling this dude, Derek Kalila, dad, and all this, and they're in the industry all together, and it's all surrounded by Satanism, unholiness, and the damned. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So it's sexual fetish and it's Satanism together. That reminds me just like Epstein. Isn't that wild? And then I'm like, okay, so Epstein's not going to drive over Nancy's himself, and neither is ex-Prince Andrew. So there's got to be this long, you know, trail of diarrhea downhill to the bottom feeders that have to take the actual action, who are going to love Epstein, would be, you know, people that are obsessed with sex and Satanism are going to adore him and be like, oh, whatever. I'm not even going to pretend to say what they think. And so I thought, okay, I need to get out of that whole fetish theory for a minute and keep out of tunnel vision and just listen to what just normal people are saying. And let's listen to this on Ashley Banfield, and it like fuels my own theory right?
Tracy, based on what we know and understanding there's a lot we don't know, what is your theory about what happened to Nancy Guthrie?
What I think is this is someone who was either obsessed with Savannah, either had an issue with something she had done, said, or someone that she had interviewed, and has some kind of a personal problem. I would imagine they've already gone through any stalking emails and things like that that she may have received, and this person may have actually not reached out to her. But I think this is someone that was simmering for quite some time and upset with her, and as a result knew it might be difficult to get directly to her, or, thank goodness, her children, or the rest of her family, and so picked, in my perception, probably the most vulnerable person or the easiest target in her family to essentially get back at her. And so I think this person planned this, I don't want to say for years, because I don't think that that's the case, but I think this person planned this for a bit of time, and that's why her mother was selected as the target.
Okay. So the exact theory is that somebody's pissed off at Savannah over something that maybe she gave an interview in the past, and therefore they're wanting retribution. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's interesting. So I took that in, and I'm like, yeah, I could see that. Who would be mad at Savannah? I just wonder. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit a new channel up, new to us, okay? New to me. Maybe not new to you. Ark of Justice says 84 subscribers. It says Resistance Network, and this channel is really kicking it out there. Listen to this.
Motives or theories in Nancy Guthrie's disappearance, so let me give you one of mine. We know this is not about ransom. It's about revenge. $1 million reward is offered. Crickets. Savannah offers to pay the ransom. We get no proof of life. Why is that? Because whoever's behind this already got paid.
Okay, hold on, y'all. You notice that money isn't the point? This person has access to money or something, because they didn't take up the $6 million. They didn't follow through to get it. $1 million, crickets. Nobody's even given a tip. That would imply that those that do know that weren't part of it are scared to talk. Because somebody's got to know something and not be directly involved. But it's not worth $1 million to talk? Or are they that scared, right? Let's continue.
By the person who ordered the hit. And it wasn't pocket change. We're talking millions from a very wealthy person or entity with deep pockets. Let's look at Savannah Guthrie's track record. She's a morning show host. Light stories, talking to movie stars, chefs. There's a lot of fluff. With one crucial exception. September 2019. She steps in to guest host the top true crime show, Dateline NBC, for a Bombshell interview with Epstein victim Virginia Giuffre. It was only the third time Savannah ever appeared on that show in 12 years. In that interview, Prince Andrew gets exposed as an abuser, and his name drops like a stone. His life, never the same after that aired.
Let me get that off his face. I didn't realize I left his ad up on his face.
After that aired. 1 month later, he does that disastrous BBC interview, looks guilty as sin, and poof, is withdrawn from public royal duties forever. Fast forward 6 years to early 2026. The word is spreading. Andrew's being investigated and facing arrest for his Epstein ties. This isn't just humiliating him like years past. Now we're talking about life in prison. Virginia Giuffre, already out of the picture after taking her own life. Who's left to suffer? Who else can he take down with the ship? Savannah Guthrie, perhaps? Her mom goes missing on February 1st, and Andrew is formally arrested 19 days later. Folks, I don't think we're hunting kidnappers. We're hunting killers. Savannah herself hinted at the heartbreaking truth. And think about it. Kidnappers don't hold vulnerable seniors for weeks. They would get their ransom and want rid of her ASAP. This wasn't about Savannah's money. It never was. It was about getting revenge on Savannah. Motives or theories.
That's exactly. This gentleman's name, or the channel's name, is Ark of Justice. And it's well worth checking out. He's only got 84 subscribers, and I'm going to do another clip of his. He is right on the money. He's connecting dots, so give his channel Ark of Justice. Let me show it up here one more time. I like to give credit where credit is due. He has caught my attention, and like I said, just 84 subscribers, so hit it, please, and show him some attention. And I'm going to show another clip he does because it all ties in. And then I'll show you a bunch of my own stuff. In this, you guys, it's basically saying, you know, everything went downhill for ex-Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein right after the Virginia Guthrie interview with Savannah Guthrie. And it makes me think of the timing, you know, like there's such a message in the way things are delivered, right? So Prince Andrew's arrested on his 66th birthday. 6 black cars showed up to the property to arrest him. 666. When you look at Jeffrey Epstein's date of his death, let's look at that. I wasn't planning on doing this, and I know I'm running a little behind, but I want to show you how this works. You have to think of Gematria, because that's what they do. This is how a lot of the elites use, yeah, I've got it, use Gematria. So right here, let's go over, we got to let go of the PowerPoint, and we got to grab the website because I wasn't planning on doing this. All right, so right here, August 10, 2019, right? Let's just grab that, and we're going to put it over here for a minute. I'm going to show you how his death date also makes me think that it's fake. And it has to do with Gematria. Okay. Here's his death date. Now let me get my little drawing stick, and we're going to make this dude small for a minute so I have some area to write on. Let's get this. So with the month of August, you have an 8. We're going to put a plus sign. This is how Gematria works. The date was the 10. So you have the month is 8, plus that is 18, equals 3 sixes. 6 plus 6 plus 6. So just August 10th alone does that. And then you've got 2 plus 1 plus 9 for the date, because the 0 doesn't count. So this is for the year 2019. So you have 12, which equals 6 plus 6. And that's how Gematria is done. They use that number 666 hidden in things that don't look like 666, like August 10th, 2019. Well, August 10th, 8 plus 10 is 18. 6 plus 6 plus 6. 2019 is 12. When you add the 2 plus the 1 equals 12, equals 666. That is what they're doing, these elites, to pick and communicate throughout history things that people that know Gematria, that look at it and go, damn, that's 666. You know that's not normal. That isn't just going to happen, being that Jeffrey Epstein is completely considered to be the devil by millions of people, and even known to be a satanic person, and then he happens to pass away on a Gematria date 66666. No, it just doesn't work for me. And so I do not believe he has passed away, but I do believe that this, with the Prince Andrew thing, where Savannah does this interview of the victims,
and then sexual assault.
I can relate.
I mean,
Since sitting here next to me.
Virginia Roberts
it led right to Elaine, Ghislaine,
Jizzy,
right?
when she was working as a
It led
laundry
to
attendant at Mar-a-Lago.
Prince
In her first
Andrew.
broadcast interview,
And then
Virginia tells
you know,
NBC News
Nancy
what
Guthrie
she has
goes missing and
previously
boom,
alleged
he's
in court
arrested.
filings, that Epstein directed her to also have sex with a number of powerful men, among them Britain's Prince Andrew.
Look at him.
He was an abuser. He was a participant.
Virginia says she was 17 when this photo was taken
And
with
you've
the
seen
prince
this.
in Maxwell's London townhome, next to the bathroom.
Melody
She says he
Godby,
sexually abused her.
Gematria and numerology
What
is
happened? The first
forbidden
time in
in the
London.
Bible.
I was so young.
I'm gonna
Familiar
explain something to you. You are going to have your own views. Other people are going to have their own views. I think a lot of the Bible is misinterpreted, but I have a question for you. What Bible are you using? The Western Bible? The ones that Americans use? The Western King James Version? Because where's the real translation? Why is it called version if it's not? Why is it not translation? Ask yourself some questions. Because Gematria is what the elites do use, and it's not necessarily evil to do math at all. Okay? There's nothing wrong with doing math. It's the intent behind everything. It's the intent behind the Gematria. If it's for evil intent, it's evil. It's against the Bible. But quit trying to tell people that if you wear red, that means you're of Satan. If you see a black crow in your yard, you know, Satan's watching you. This is all bullshit. You need to stop. It's not what you perceive that is going to affect other people. It affects your world and what you believe. So Gematria is not necessarily evil. It's how it's used. Okay? I'm not trying to call you out, but I'm so tired of these theories like if people have this color hair, they're evil or whatever. That's bullshit. That's all stuff made up. It is only with the intent that you do something. It is with the intent. Okay? I'm sorry, but I gotta call it out. I'm tired of that shit. June George says it makes 100% sense. Epstein, Andrew, I wonder if Bill Clinton is part of the triangle. That's where I was going. The three-way. Because Hillary and Bill Clinton are also, at that time, giving the depositions on what? Epstein. So if you really look at it, you've got Prince Andrew, you've got Epstein himself, and then you also have that whole thing with the Hillary and Bill Clinton getting depoed. Okay? She's protecting the same people who did the victimizing. I'm not protecting them. I'm saying that's evil. 666 intentionally going there to possibly hit on an 84-year-old woman, that's evil. They're all evil. Prince Andrew, I believe personally, is completely evil. And the people that are arresting him are probably, I'm just going to say it, throwing a dog a bone. They're wanting the public to forget about all this, so they're going to give the weakest link. And that's Prince Andrew. He's the weakest link. Doesn't mean they're all innocent. What I'm saying is, pay attention to the intent. It's very, very important. And that is also what brings me here. So now, let's get back into Epstein. If the man is alive, where would he be? Everybody's like I was in the beginning. Israel. He would be in Israel. But it's starting to come out that he didn't leave the country at all if he's alive. If he's alive, there is suggestions that he could be in Colorado. Cessna, where does Monica fit in with all the triangle stuff? I have no idea what you're talking about. Florida girl, Savannah's husband, Feldman, was on Bill Clinton's staff for 8 years during the presidency. Correct? June is where they talk about magicians and sorcery. Okay. capture Dandy. I mean, Savannah's protected. The same people who did the victimizing and knew about it, like her husband. Some people are feeling that. Some people are. Some people are saying, why isn't she going after, Epstein about the children? Why is it all these legal adults that can make their own decision? Not that they weren't victims, but it's always like I said, the weakest links that they can give up. And then the things that are secure, like the deaths of possibly wee ones and BABYs, they've got that hush hush, right? I swear, I'm a solo artist, RMV. I am a remote viewing, nothing we do is of evil. Yes, we're very powerful for the good, not evil. Okay. Yes, people are judgmental. I know. It's why Colorado? Okay, thank you for asking. Like, I don't know what's going on in chat. It's a little bit like wild. So here we go.
One place in the world that was searching for Nancy Guthrie's address before she was abducted. Prior to January 30.
Hold on, y'all. I'm doing it again. Again, give this guy a big shout out.
One place in the
Lots
world
of
that
loves, my
was
beautiful
searching for Nancy
1111s.
Guthrie's address before she was abducted. Prior to January 31st, search data spiked 100% for the phrase Nancy Guthrie address. But it didn't come from Tucson or Mexico, or even her home state. It came from Grand Junction, Colorado. What does that tell us? Clearly that someone in Grand Junction was looking for Nancy Guthrie. And what's more, Harvey Levin, TMZ founder himself, got a ransom letter on February 6th. That letter said, pay up and Nancy will be returned back to Tucson within 12 hours. 12 hours. Let's do the math. Grand Junction to Tucson is 10.5 hours straight shot. Add half an hour for gas, another half hour for more gas, maybe a food stop. And what do you get? 11.5 to 12 hours. That's not a random number. That's calculated. That's a timeline. So whoever wrote that ransom note knew exactly how long that drive takes. Now let's have a geography lesson. If you're holding someone hostage, would you really go to Mexico?
I know. I just got, 18 million. Well, I won't use the number 18, but I just got a lot of people hitting me because that last statement I didn't have my sound on. What I said is, it's a ransom note with $6 million. There's the first 6. Then they need 12 hours to get Nancy there. All right, that's 666. And it's like, that's their signature on everything. That's how you know when the bad people, the head-ups of the bad people have planned shit. Is because they got their signature wrapped up into it. And it's always the 666, like I just showed you on the death of Jeffrey Epstein, allegedly death. And the date is 66666 for Gematria. You can't even make it up. And so why would this international thing have to go to Mexico? It could easily have gone to maybe not necessarily Nancy out of the country, but if they were investigating the ransom, could it have come from over the sea near Andrew, Prince Andrew, ex-Prince Andrew? You feel what? Marcy's like, yep, you're right on. You see what I'm saying about 6? Everything is with 6. And it's like right in front. Maxwell was seen in Colorado. Lost sound. There you go. Thank you, guys. Please do not tell me in replay that I've lost sound. Obviously, in the live, we fixed it. Just, learn to, if you don't hear me for a second, fast forward for 1 minute. You're going to find that you just saved yourself the whole note to say you got no sound. Captured, Andy says, and she's talking to them in code, but not saying who they are. She'd rather move on. It's weird. They let you know. Right. Or 33, which is 6. Well, see, they think they're all hidden and all that, but they put themselves out there. It's there. James says, I think there was a body bag in the guy's backpack, and they put her in there and zipped it up on the front porch. Oh, goodness. Hi, L Hawk. I think we lost sound after the video. No. It's just I was muted for a minute. Seven Warrior says, at this point, anything's possible. Marcia says, all evil Satanists, sure. Okay, let's continue with this guy.
No chance. Because if you head south, you've got to cross the U.S. border, and coming back in, almost impossible without getting flagged. Now, the suspect's backpack and mask, we know, were sold at Walmart. But which one? Not online. This guy's not swiping his credit card to buy this stuff. He went inside and likely paid cash. There are 4 Walmarts in that Grand Junction metro area. 2 right in Grand Junction, 1 in Montrose, and 1 in Delta. If this perp prepped before heading to Tucson, I say look at those first. And time is ticking, because Walmart overwrites their surveillance video in 30 to 90 days.
Okay, let me skip ahead past Walmart. Okay. Hold on, there's this part. Okay, here.
You got a search spike for Nancy Guthrie's address coming from Grand Junction, pre-abduction. You've got a ransom note timed exactly to that route. You've got Walmart sold gear and a highway network made for disappearing. This suspect can try to hide his tracks all he wants.
Okay, now listen to this. This is the news. So, they aren't even thinking about anything to do with the Guthrie case. They are looking at the information surrounding Jeffrey Epstein and his Colorado connection. This news broadcast at the time, I don't even think they knew that I don't even know if Nancy Guthrie was abducted at that moment. This is like pre-Nancy Guthrie. And it's all talking about how all the ties are to Colorado with Jeffrey Epstein. Let's go ahead and take a look at why Colorado and Epstein.
Testimonies. Millions of newly released files on Jeffrey Epstein reveal connections to Western Colorado. In November of 2005, the state attorney for the 15th Judicial Circuit's Money Laundering Task Force in Florida sent online banking company Western Union a subpoena. Under a felony investigation, the task force requested any information related to transferred funds related to Epstein. Attached to the subpoena are 2 copies of checks, one for $100, the other for $75, both paid to Epstein. In the bottom left corner of each check reads the words payable at Wells Fargo Grand Junction. The reason for these transfers and Grand Junction's mention is unknown. Grand Junction is also mentioned a few times in relation to trips to Aspen. One email chain from July 2012 involves an itinerary which brings the involved parties through Aspen or Grand Junction from Zorro Ranch in New Mexico. One email reading, have you heard of any other trips like to Aspen or Grand Junction? Epstein visited Aspen many times according to these files. One email reads, wheels up at 8:15 a.m. tomorrow would give us arrival 10 a.m. in Aspen. Another, can you tell me, was it you and blank who went with Jeffrey to Aspen, Colorado? A financial report also shows art seemingly purchased by Epstein in Aspen in the early 1980s. Further south, emails between FBI investigators mention a victim of Epstein in Durango. This happened in 2019. Emails reveal investigators referred them to a sexual assault services organization, and they are homeless, have a dog, and are unwilling to leave. Further discussion reveals investigators were attempting to send the victim to Miami for an interview. The outcome of this is unknown.
Okay, I want you to look at his hair. And I'm not talking Epstein's. Did he not find a comb? Like, he's got... Mama D shouldn't talk. I can have really messed up here. But dang, dude. Colorado plates, that's right. Colorado plates pulled up to Nancy Guthrie's. That is wild. That is true. I remember that. Liam has a mermaid. Lisa says someone was talking about a private plane that left Tucson about 3 that morning. Who was on that plane? Please tell me. Now we're going to get into the newest, latest, greatest TikToks and so forth. That is more information about Jeffrey Epstein being alive. All right? You heard about that, Scorpio Moon? Welcome back, lovely. You're sure the feds know all this, but Sheriff Ninny Nano Pants, no? He'll know nothing. He is like the Gilligan of the bunch. Diane says, if he researched Nancy in Colorado, maybe he got his backpack and stuff in Colorado instead of Arizona. Right? That's what I wonder. Dude does not own a what? I didn't get that. Who's the lady with Mark yesterday? Well, it was from Colorado too. That was ex-law enforcement. I don't know, but I find it strange. You heard it was Bill Gates on the plane? Yes, Colorado plates at Nancy Guthrie's. Not now, but in the past, JLR showed it. Sheriff of Grand Junction is aware and taking it seriously from what I understand. Oh, great, Bill Gates. He's part of the club. Well, obviously, it's all shame, that's for sure. Okay. This dude with his hair, right? It's just terrible. Let's get into one of my favorite dudes, probably one of your favorite dudes, Mr. Wax Unfiltered. Hats off to him. Look at that, 63,000. I knew when he had 14,000 subs I was watching Wax. I kid you not. Let's go ahead and listen to this. I've got a couple clips from Wax, and I'm just telling you, he nails some stuff.
Jeffrey Epstein is on TikTok. And to realize, ladies and gentlemen, they weren't lying. Jeffrey Epstein has a TikTok that has only been created a few days ago. The account has been verified. It's verified by TikTok. Make that make sense. In the bio, it says, yes, I'm alive. It's got all these videos, right? Even videos that come from the files. What's even worse, let's look at who he's following. Make this make sense.
What?
Now, within a space of 2 days, he's gained 1.3 million followers. When I first saw this video, ladies and gentlemen, he only has 725.9 thousand. This video is from 11 hours ago. What are we talking about? This account has single-handedly blew up within a space of 24 hours, and it's been verified. Like, how do you get verified overnight when you're meant to be dead? Like, the videos say they've got comments up here, 521 comments, but there's no comments in the comment section. So this is like some sort of dodgy account, isn't it? Clearly some sort of dodgy account. Like, how did the account blow up like that? How did TikTok verify this account? It makes no sense. There's people in the comments saying that the account has just been banned. They've literally put these comments on this video within the last 5 minutes. And that's probably the reason why we couldn't see any of the comments on the videos.
Okay, so you get it. That's weird. Also, his Fortnite account, his personal Fortnite account, went public for a little while and then was privatized and then it was gone. But those are all things that social media is like, somebody could have faked the account, somebody could have hacked the account. Well, I'm going to share this and then we're going to get into some things in the files that are like, boom. I saved the best that's going to leave you gobsmacked for last. Let's look at this first. Now, I've showed this to you before, but it's worth watching again because it's very important.
Jeffrey Epstein saga, and it's almost conclusive proof. It's as close to conclusive proof, I guess, as we can ever get that he's not dead. Jeffrey Epstein had his prostate removed. And how do we know? Because it's in the Epstein files. Here it is. You have high testosterone and still have a need for Viagra because you don't have a prostate, right? Jeffrey Epstein. Correct. So he didn't have a prostate. Here's another one. A patient Epstein, Jeffrey, this is from LabCorp. This is in the files. It says after radical prostatectomy, we had a radical prostatectomy. This is from the autopsy of Jeffrey Epstein. His bladder had 5 milliliters of cloudy yellow urine. The prostate is slightly and diffusely enlarged with marked enlargement of the vermilabitanum. The testes are unremarkable. Boy,
The autopsy is claiming that he has a prostate, but in the emails, he is speaking to what we can only assume is a doctor who is asking if he has a prostate, more or less, and his response is no, according to the files themselves, but the autopsy claims that he did.
And you don't want to hear that about your testes, do you? Grok, is it possible to grow a replacement prostate?
No,
Grok says
it's
no,
not
it's
possible
currently not.
to regrow a prostate. So that's a little bit of weird. No, Warrior, I do not believe that Nancy Guthrie is alive at all. And I really don't. Sorry. Connie, no, because Nancy was involved with all the Epstein bad stuff going on. Started church cleaning her soul and started taking, I don't know, honey. That's a lot to read. Capture. People don't believe this shite. They think it was a burglar. I don't think it was a burglar either. Marcia, I doubt Nancy is alive, sadly. It's been way too long without medication. I just want her home to be laid to rest. Hello, Mike. You said, can you go back and look at the video of the guy who had 2 backpacks? You can see the white Kia Soul in the upper background, upper left-hand corner. That would be wild, and I have that clip. Let's go look. Might take me a minute to find it because that was a long time ago with the 2 backpacks. I'm going to see, though, if you're right. Oh my gosh, that was a long time ago. The guy with the 2 backpacks. I'm looking. I'm on a long time ago. I may have to do this a different day. Look for this and see if it's. Oh, okay. I have big debunk over it. Okay. Let's go ahead and play it. Oh no, we don't have anything to play. I didn't have the video. Doggone it. All I got is the clip. And it says debunked. I don't have the video. Okay. Let me go back up here. Wait till you hear this. So, the autopsy says something about, the problem with the prostate. But Jeffrey doesn't have a prostate. He also allegedly had a medical issue and had baby dick. I'm just telling you the truth. Anyway, he doesn't have a baby dick in the autopsy as a normal. So what's going on? He had a medical condition, allegedly, that he had. There's a medical term for it. I don't know what it is. But here's the thing I need you to listen to. The date on the email talking about Epstein and where he currently is living is in a completely time frame after he's died. In the files, in the DOJ files about Epstein, there are files that are dated after Epstein's death, telling where he currently lives. And I'm like, stop it. Okay, just stop it. We all know. Just come out with the truth. Let's move on. But anyway, I'll share it. I'll share it with you. Hats off to Wax, okay? Give him some love. Here we go. Listen to this. He dropped this off of TikTok.
Somebody found a bombshell.
Somebody found a bombshell.
Files. I am going to flip the screen so I show you what I'm looking at, and then let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
So if you type in this on the Department of Justice website, there's going to be one data set that pops up. So let's press on it. So this is the email. We don't know who it's from, to, or CC'd, but the subject does say regarding Epstein, right? Tuesday, July 6, 2021. Epstein passed away in 2019. So let's read it. It says, oops, me too at 1 p.m. same one. And then everything is redacted, all the information that is important. It says, I have a debrief scheduled for Thursday at 1 p.m. Okay. Tuesday, July 6, 2021 at 1:59 p.m. What does this say? LOL, Friday, I am on Arizona time through next week. So morning is same as you all Thursday. Epstein does live in Colorado.
Wow.
So he is 2 hours behind. Though he has jumped on calls as early as 9 a.m. EST in the past, my only other thing, Thursday is a debrief at 2 p.m. Thursday. So he passed away, but he's living in Colorado. So he's alive, right? So everything else is redacted, but then as thanks, blank, are you on Arizona time this week? If so, what does morning mean for you this week? And then Thursday morning works for me. I can do any time tomorrow or Thursday morning. Friday is bad. Oh, basically, he's alive. He's living in Colorado from what I'm reading. And this is in 2021. Remember, he passed away in 2019, supposedly.
Mm-hmm. Are you kidding me? So a lot of ties to Colorado. The searches coming from Colorado on Nancy's address no less, that's concerning. Prince Andrew getting busted right after Nancy goes missing. The whole thing just adds up to a big question. Is this just simply a hit for retribution? Drop the freaking mic. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, this is totally, this could be the FBI cover-up. We may never know. By the Over the Foothills Mountain area. Thank you, Warrior, for sharing your remote viewing. Thank you. And thank you, Nikki. Please hit that like button. Thank you guys for hitting the like and for subscribing. That's what I have for you today. A lot to think about. And I'm about to go pull some cards to find out what the cards reveal. Was this a hit on Nancy Guthrie to retaliate against Savannah? That's what I want to see. So if pulling cards is not your thing, please skip this step. And I will see you again very soon. But if that is your thing, then we're going to do the time warp and jump over again. And I hope you'll join me. I will see you again very soon. I love you. Thank you for the hypes, the likes, the subs, and everything. And mostly, thank you for your prayers that kept me safe. I greatly appreciate it.
From the dust I was born, to the dirt I shall return. When my eyes are closed, in the shadows, my enemies will think they won, but I am here to stay. Destiny will overcome, no, I am not afraid. Like a thief